The stock market is better than real estate. Investing in the stock market is a better investment than investing in real estate. That being said, investing in real estate is probably easier than investing in the stock market because it's less volatile. David Jaffe with beststockstrategy.com, and in this video you're going to learn why investing in the stock market is better than investing in real estate. There are primarily two main reasons. The first is liquidity. If I own a stock and I want to sell it, I can sell it within a fraction of a second with a touch of a button. If you own a home, you are unable to flip and to turn that house into cash very easily. At a minimum, I would think it would take you 2 to 3 months. Realistically, it's probably going to take you 6 to 12 months. And this piggybacks onto the second aspect, and the reason why the stock market is much better than real estate. The transaction costs involved in real estate are substantially higher than they are in the stock market. In real estate, you have to go to the bank, you need a mortgage, you have to pay a broker, you have to pay for maintenance, there's risk as far as like the weather or things like that. I mean, there's risk in the stock market as well, so take that out. But the transaction fees are substantially higher when you deal with real estate. You pay a broker, they get commission, the roofer gets commission, the contractor gets commission, the agent gets commission, everyone gets commission. You are the last person to get paid. And if you actually look into it, if you sell a house, if you buy a house, you're essentially going to have to sell that house for probably 20%, 25% more than you bought it just to break even on that transaction. When you factor in the capital gains taxes, the property taxes, the closing costs, the broker fees, and all of the other things. So I know that people like Grant Cardone and Meet Kevin are telling you that owning real estate is one of the best investments that you can make. And look, I'm a big fan of Grant Cardone. I love his work ethic. The guy's almost 60 years old and he's killing it. So I have a ton of respect for him. But the fact remains that there is virtually no situation where owning real estate is better than trading or being involved in the stock market. So if you have $100,000 and you want to make a decision between the stock market and owning real estate, you should always choose the stock market. Plus, I think that the stock market returns on average are probably 2 to 3 times what the real estate appreciation is and what you would get if you actually owned a home. Now, yes, I understand that there's increased variability and volatility, but if you just bought an ETF and then you bought, the SPY, and then you just parked your money in there and you let it sit for over a year, so therefore you have long-term capital gains and you're only paying 15% on that, you would pretty much double or triple the gains that you would get in real estate. Now, I understand that with real estate, you have the ability to use extensive leverage. You can buy one house, you can then rent it out, you can then use that cash flow to put the down payment on a second unit and then rent that out, and you can keep doing that. But not everyone who does that are successful. Actually, very few people who do that are successful. So the point is that for the average person, you are way better off investing in the stock market than you are in real estate. And like I said, for numerous reasons. The first is the amazing liquidity in the stock market. You could just press a button. There's no risk of having bad tenants or having people rip you off or having a bad contractor or a bad leasing agent or a bad realtor or anything like that. You don't have to deal with any of that stuff. And the second thing is the transaction costs. You're saving a tremendous amount of money where you're instead of paying like 15-20% of the total transaction cost, instead when you deal in the stock market, you're dealing for basically I would say 0.1% would be your transaction costs. So that's pretty much it. For the average person, you should definitely skip owning a home, and you should also skip going to college, and you should not listen to people like Grant Cardone and Meet Kevin who tell you that you should buy a house. I just think it's completely wrong. But that's my opinion. You're welcome to disagree. I know that my opinion on this is probably not going to be very popular, but real estate is definitely inferior to investing in the stock market. This is David Jaffe with beststockstrategy.com. I teach people how to make money in the stock market by trading stock options. You can go to beststockstrategy.com and enter in your email address and receive over $400 worth of free training materials. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to this video. And I appreciate your attention. I am here to be of service to you, and thank you so much.